coming for them all, you know. I'm coming from all. I've stated the fact that I would love to fight Jason Moloney. He's fighting a Japanese fighter over there for the title. So the bantamweight division is over in Japan. I'd love to go over Japan.
Pro boxing fans here at York Hall. Charlie Edwards, what a comeback. You looked good in there, you looked comfortable in there. Just talk to me about your win against Georges Ory.
Yeah, it was I don't think I looked good in there. I haven't watched it back, I need to watch it back. I'm probably being hard on myself. I just feel that I went into the fight with a cut. Yeah, I got cut in my last spar last week. And I've been in an oxygen chamber every single day for 2 hours, and it healed enough to get me past the doctor. But it could have opened up, well, it did open up in the first round. So I had to play safe. I would have liked to have shown more, but it was an easy, comfortable win. I'd danced rings around him, and it was a bit of a punch-perfect performance. And I enjoyed myself. It just feels so good to be back, you know. I'm so grateful. I've got the backing now of Nissa and Keller Sowland and the Wasserman Boxing, Channel 5. The Zone picked it up this week. So for someone who hasn't been in a championship fight for 4 years and picking an opponent like that, a southpaw, former European champion, IBO world champion, come off a 6-fight win streak, who's been active, you don't really get a lot of fighters that do that, do you know what I mean? So I've got to be proud of myself, got to pat myself on the back to have the belief, but also a massive thank you to my coach, Stephen Smith, because he's brought my mojo back, he's brought my self-belief back, he has put things into me, and again, you see a different sort of Charlie Edwards, different little bits of moves and a little bit of southpaw and a little bit of like showboating and stuff like that, and I'm enjoying myself. And it was a bit of an emotional week this week for me. I've been walking past York Hall welling up, nearly crying, because this is my life and it means so much to me, and now I finally have the support and backing that I've needed. The last 2 years have been hell, been lied to, been fucked around so much, but choosing to go and manage myself was the best thing I'd done, and I cracked the deal straight away for a proper opponent that I wanted to fight, because I knew if I have a proper fight, I'll get the backing, I'll get the support, I'll headline my own show. I've got a big name, you know, so I'm a proper fighter, always have been, never shied away from a fight. So yeah, it's just so good to be back. I'm grateful, and the world is very bright.
I want to emphasise on that point. I knocked on your door and said, Charlie, have we got a couple of minutes? He goes, mate, I'm just so happy to be here. Of course, I want to give you time. You had a big smile on your face after the fight. I spoke to Keller Sowland outside. I said, how important is it now that we keep the ball rolling? You had much of a start career over the last couple of years. How important is it for yourself, Steve, and that you get the fights in now, you keep the ball rolling?
100%. The plan is to have 2 weeks off training and come straight back into training. 2 weeks off training and go straight back into training. I won't be able to spar because of the cut for 4 weeks, but the plan is to keep active now. And yeah, Stephen, come in. That's the plan, is to keep active. And like I said, this guy here, he's really brought the Charlie Edwards out that was always needed to be out. And this is his first start on our journey as a team. It's Stephen's first title fight, and it's my first title fight in 4 years, and we've got a great journey and a great future ahead of us, and we're only going to get better and only going to get stronger. And I think you see that my performance today, after all that time out, what this man's done to me, and we've only been working together like six to 8 months. So the future is very bright.
Stephen, just give me your thoughts on his performance tonight. A lot of people, they say don't call it a comeback, but it was a comeback of some sort. I said to him, he looked comfortable in there, but just give us your analysis of his performance.
Listen, of course it was, and it was really good. If you'd asked me beforehand, he's going to get 10 good rounds like that, I'd have bit your hands off. And I told him before that, listen, there's no pressure on him tonight. If he went out and blew him out, everyone had to sit up and thought, wow. And if he went out and got rounds under his belt, it was what he needed. It was definitely what he needed after the time out and all the messing around he's had over the last 18 months, and wanting to fight and living in the gym and not being allowed to fight because of things going on in politics and boxing. What was stopping him from getting in the ring and getting his chance, really. There was times where he easily could have walked away, and he had good people around him who kept him on the straight and narrow and kept him saying, listen, stick to what you're doing, it'll come good. And it's the start of it tonight. The Sauerlands have got behind him, Wasserman have backed him, given the opportunity he needed and the platform he needs to showcase it on, and he's gone and done it. He's shown everyone how good he is, and he's a major force in his bantamweight division.
Talking about that bantamweight division, there's some big names on there. Obviously Nakatani, you've got Moloney. Is there anyone that you want in particular that you want to go down?
I'm coming for them all, you know. I'm coming from all. I've stated the fact that I would love to fight Jason Moloney. He's fighting a Japanese fighter over there for the title. So the bantamweight division is over in Japan. I'd love to go over Japan. Mr. Honda is a great promoter over there, and I'm sure Wasserman, Nissa and Killer Sauerland, if there was the opportunity to go there, it would all work well. And yeah, man, I just want to fight. I want to fight regularly and just fight people. Do you know what I mean? Like I picked a southpaw today because I want to pick up the European title. I've never won it. Thomas Asomba's got it. He's a southpaw. That was the inkling and thought process behind it. However, me and my brother are really close now, more than ever, and he manages Thomas. So maybe I don't know if it will be a fight or not. If it could affect our relationship or anything, because he's really good friends with Thomas too. But there's Paul Butler. I'd love to fight him. Absolutely love to fight him. He's fighting for the IBO title in 4 weeks. He ain't got a TV backing, so maybe you want to dance one day. Probably not. But yeah, Nakatani.
I think Kalle, I spoke to Kalle, and that's the name that he said. Paul Butler was the one that he was probably aiming at, to be honest. You've seen a lot of Paul Butler actually. Yeah, really well, because obviously with Joe and everything else, and you've been to a fair few of his fights. Talk to me about Paul fighting your fighter in Charlie.
Listen, I'm coaching Charlie, and I'm in Charlie Edwards' business. At the end of the day, I've said this yesterday on an interview. There's not a bantamweight in the world I wouldn't put him back in with when he's got momentum. So whether that's Paul, whether that's Thomas Asomba, whatever's next, I'm happy. I just want him to get round under his belt tonight, which he's gone out and done, and get back basically. We were all laughing saying it we're going to come back, but it genuinely was for him. He's been out the ring a long time, frustrating period, but he's back now. So again, whatever's next, whoever they line up, whether it be Butler, whether it be Asomba, whether it be someone else, I don't really mind. I'm happy. I just want to see an active Charlie Edwards, and Wasserman, to be fair to them, have put a contract in front of him and said, look, there's going to be activity in there. He's going to have 4 fights this year, and that's something that he hasn't had in a long time. And believe you me, when he gets 4 fights under his belt, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They say a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. Charlie Edwards, you got a massive smile in your face, so congratulations on this. I do think they're going to kick us out very soon. They are. So wrapping up very quickly, Sam, I think we better get out of here.
I might stay and just soak it all up.
So man, Charlie Edwards, congratulations once again, Steve, and congratulations, and I'll speak to you guys soon.